Let's talk about it, shall we? You might be wanting to create your online training or your online course, but you are struggling with some beliefs that you might have in regards to that. Now, let's address 5 of these things that I've seen most commonly happening and what people believe that is the truth, but I'm just gonna demystify these things just to explain you why you don't need certain things in place in order to get started, create your online training program or your online course. Number one thing, you might be thinking that you need a great following or some great YouTube channel with loads of subscribers or a great email list. That is false, my dear friend, because straight up, you can actually start with paid ads if you choose to do so. Now, is that the smart move? Not really. You should start having an organic following and start attracting people directly or whichever way you choose to do that, but you don't have to. So whoever has told you before that you need a great following, a large email list or a great YouTube channel or an amazing blog, that is false. Does that help you to actually get clients faster, to put your offer in front of them easier? Yes, it does. But you do not need this in place in order to get started. You can reach people directly based on where they are hanging out. You might be only needing 5 clients a month based on the target income that you have in mind. So those 5 people can be easily found based on where they are hanging out, and you can actually reach directly to them. But in the same time, you can straight up start with paid ads. Now, before you actually start with paid ads, you might want to test that funnel organically. But there are experts out there which straight up can set you with an amazing funnel that creates the results. But in the ideal world, you don't want to do that as the first thing, but you can. So you don't need a great following or great email list in order to get started. There are multiple experts out there that actually have proven results based on the funnels that they have been working and creating that can produce great results from you straight up. But ideally, that's not the best way to rely your business on. One of the cheapest and most effective ways to actually start doing business is by having an organic following. But again, you don't need an organic following to get started. Number 2, you might be thinking that you need all the knowledge about the subject in the world. And this is a very, very common one. Now, if we're only looking at the education business, let's say an online course, I do look at it as 2 different businesses. The number one, the first part of the business, the front end of the business, is actually you putting all things in place in terms of knowledge, creating the package, creating the offer. And I do see it as the second side, the back end of the business, is having all the operations, the sales process, and getting people in. Now, with this being said, if there is one element in whatever you're trying to do that you're not the best at, then you can always hire or get someone in that is good at that. You can even do partnerships on certain things that you are not great at. So you do not need to know everything. If you're doing something similar, you might be thinking, oh, I need to know everything about paid advertisement. Oh, I need to know everything about how to create a successful blog or an amazing YouTube channel. You don't need all of those things. You might even get someone, a mentor, or you might partner up with someone to do those things if you're not good at certain things yourself. So create a list and make sure you're very aware of your skill set, of your passions, and what would you like to continue further based on your experience on? Because you can always bring people in that are better at certain aspects than you are yourself. And it's always better to get those people in instead of you trying to master maybe years of experience and maybe spending thousands of pounds on certain things that you might not even be passionate about, when you can actually bring those people in and partner up with them. Now, if you have been enjoying this video so far, make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below which one of these 5 points has been holding you back until this point to get started with your online training or online course. Number 3, you might be thinking that you need a great team. You need an amazing team. You need to pay so many people. In fact, you actually do not need that. You can create your own logos, you can create your own website, you can create your own social media plan and schedule. You can do all of that. Now, you can also do advertisement and paid ads. You can also do certain operations in the background, creating the email campaigns and all the rest. You can do all of that. Is it smart though for you to spend all your time doing that? Not really, because you are the image of the business. You should be in front of the business, leading the business, looking at all aspects of the business, and try to manage and organize everyone else. But when you get started, you do not need a great team. I don't have a great team. I have a few people that do certain things. I have a video editor, because that's something I don't enjoy and something that I don't find myself being really good at it. And I also have someone that handles my social media. That's part of what I'm doing as social media manager, and I'm working with a team of people that do those things. But in my business, I don't have loads of people that do things. It's mainly me that oversee these things. And whenever I need certain help or certain things being done, I always work with VAs. That means I hire people from Upwork, from Fiverr to do things that I'm not really good at, or to do things that I might not enjoy at all. So you don't need a great team. Whenever you have small jobs that needs doing, you can always reach out to platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr to get people that can do those jobs 10 times better than you can do it yourselves. And also, you don't need to pay great amounts of money for this one-time off type of jobs. Step number 4 is that you might be thinking that you need all sorts of systems and you need all sorts of equipment. Not at all, once again. In order to record the course, you need just a camera. Now, you might not even need a camera if you want to do slides share and just record slides with your voice on top of it and not even your face. There are so many different ways on how you can do this. You might be thinking, I need a CRM, I need this, I need that, I need all these platforms to pay for. No, you do not. In the beginning, if you want to save money, I actually advise you not to do all of those things and pay for all these systems and all these fancy equipment, because in the beginning you're still testing things out. So it's not a great idea to get involved in paying all these subscriptions every single month, because you're in the beginning of your journey in business. So you need to make sure that you're spending money wisely and you make some money before you start spending on certain equipment or certain systems. All my videos are being recorded via an iPhone because I have it, and everyone has a phone that they can use to record videos. There is no need for fancy equipment and fancy systems in place. Now, no different to myself, you might want a video editor. That's something I have. When it comes to all the courses I've created and I recorded with other people as well, there's always been a videographer in place and a studio to do that because they want to show their face. But that's not a must. You can literally record at home with your own phone on your own computer. No need to pay anyone to do those things for you. So you do not need all the systems in the world and all the fancy equipment that you might be thinking. And bear in mind, these are myths, but this could also be excuses for some people not getting the job that you need to do done and keep procrastinating. So cut all the excuses, use what you have and get started. And now, final point, just to counteract the number 1 point, is that some people might be thinking that they need to do paid advertisement. Now, depending on what your income target goals are, you need to assess that yourselves. But you do not need to get involved with paid marketing if you do not want to. If you want 5, 6, 7, 10 clients a month, you can easily find them organic. Make sure you go into the places that they are hanging out on. If it's Facebook groups, if it's networking events, if it's social media, if it's any platform on social media, make sure you show up there. Now, you want to be actively approaching these people yourself directly, and you also want to create some incentives for them to reach out to you. So I always say this to everyone, marketing comes from 2 different perspectives. 1, you go directly at the people that you want to work with, and number 2, you get people interested in what you're doing so they reach out to you. But depending on what your income target goals are each month, you assess how many clients you need each month, and then you're going in the places that they are hanging out and getting them into your email list and into your programs. So you do not need to do any paid marketing. Now make sure you click on the video listed here, because this is showing you how to create your online course or training package in 5 simple steps.